All right. Always, you guys are there. Well, at least continue. We start with the today's session. Not waste the day. All right. So good morning once again. Hope you all doing good. Just wanted to check with Banusri. Banusri, if I'm audible to you or not. Okay. Just wanted to know from your side if I'm audible to you or not. Right. Let me present the screen and let's start. Let's present. So what I'll do is that I will start to see what exactly we're going to cover. The syllabus has been shared with you. If not, you just let me know from your side that the syllabus has not been shared with you. Okay, what thing we are going to learn? We are here for the maximum course of data science, right? And data analyst is a subset of the data science. So like subset means what? It's just a part of it. Like when I it's a burden. Now, if you have a very sweet tooth, right? So if you wish to eat cake, so when there's a cake in front of you, you do not eat that entire cake and put it in your mouth, right? You don't pick up that whole the entire cake and you just put it in your mouth. What else you do is that you take a knife and you just chop it into the small pieces and you have a piece of it. In a similar way, what data analysis is nothing but a subset of the entire data science. All right. So let me present my screen. Let me know if my screen is visible to you or not. So we'll start slideshow. So I'll explain what we're going to have. So we are going to start with a Python, then SQL, then Excel, then Power BI, and few of the libraries that are used for the exploratory data analysis of the data science that are like NumPy and Pandas, which are very powerful tools, which are very powerful libraries that are used for the statistical calculation and the numerical calculation. One thing you guys might know that is only one language, and that language is called the machine code. No matter you're a web developer, you're a software developer, or you're just an HTML coder. Still, if you want to communicate with the machine, you still have to go with zero and ones. So we humans cannot do that thing, right? We cannot convert ourselves the program into zero and one. What we need is a mediator. Now, suppose I am here, right, and training the peoples from the Spain, right? The native language of the Spain people is Spanish, right? Spanish, they speak Spanish. I don't know Spanish and they don't know English. Now, I'm there for the training purpose. Like there are three, four people whatever I have joined, and I'm trying to train them. Now, if I want to make them understand what exactly the course is all about, I need a translator or I need a mediator who can understand both of the languages. Which languages?
Spanish as well as English.
One is English, so that he can communicate with me, and another one language is Spanish. Most of
Yes.
the things are English language. Those people, instead of looking at me, they look at the mediator like, ये बोल क्या रहा है? What are you trying to explain? And then this guy will translate dicto, that means point to point, the same way what I explained to those audience. So he translated to Spanish, and again, whatever the Spanish people, those around the audience have some queries, doubts, questions, they will just ask back to me, like with the help of this mediator, in Spanish language, and then in Spanish language will hear to them, and then he again, vice versa, will translate me in English. Right? So that is what if you're trying to communicate. If you don't know the language, you don't waste your learning the Spanish language, right? It's just like if you're going to train Spanish people for maybe language, right? Maybe for a month or two. You cannot invest time like 1 year to learn Spanish because see, everything takes time to learn. It's not as for the says that in a study, if you want to convert anything to inhabit it, it takes 21 days. That means that nothing is going to change overnight. If you're learning a medium of a language, right, you yourself are like to analyze that if I want to learn my own native language, it takes so many years to speak in my own native language. And if you're trying to go with a foreign language, right, which are going to be used on the foreign soil, it will definitely take a huge amount of time. And just so first we're not going to learn any Spanish. Maybe if you are not requiring Spanish language fluent in life, what is the use of that Spanish language? Getting a point. You are investing time, you're putting energy, and all it's going to be in vain at the end. Right? So here we'll do is that instead of putting my energy, what I'll do is that I'll hire a person who can do my job. Right. That is where the role of mediator comes into play. In a similar way, when I'm trying to quote something, I'm going to do it in English language only. Right? Because that is the global language that everyone can understand that language to be converted into machine code, that is zero and one, and hire a mediator. Here the mediator is nothing but the programming. There is less programming language. You use W, you use Power BI, you use SQL, you use anything, whatever you want to be. If you want to be a junior analyst and if you want to be a chairperson of an IT company, still you can communicate with the machine only and only the form of 0 and 1. If you are good enough, in next 10 years, you might build your own supercomputer and change that language to your own medium of language, Hindi, Marathi, then definitely I'll also use that computer. Okay, but as of now, you need to learn only one language, that is the machine code that converts into 0 and 1. So what mediator, who is the mediator? Now the question arises, who is the mediator? Mediator here are nothing but the programming language that you are going to use. So what programming language do you know? Like I just want to know, like I'm not asking what languages you can code. I'm asking in general. If I ask you which language do you know, right? So I'll say English, Hindi, Marathi, Punjabi. That are the languages I know. I'm not saying which language I speak. I'm asking which language you know. In the similar way, which programming language do you know? I'm just asking you. Which programming language do you like Java, C, C++, which of them you know? And then if I'm not audible, I'm connected to the Wi-Fi of this place. Definitely, I should not have an issue with the audibility. But still, if you guys are not, sorry, if I am not audible to you, you can absolutely say that, sir, you're not audible, so I'll try to adjust my network. Okay, quickly. So you just let me know which programming languages do you know, like Reshma, Mudula, and Bhanushri.
I do not know, frankly speaking, much of the languages, but I just know like C, C++, which I've like Java, which I've learned in my engineering. But later on, not much in use with any languages. But yes, I studied a little bit of Python while I was doing my master's, but not much. Yeah.
Great, great. Thank you. So apart from Rishma, what about the rest? Modula, any of the languages you might have tried, like whispering in your ear someone, somebody, fairy angel or something like so. Okay, C++ is the language I use in this stuff.
Honestly, till now, I don't know anything, sir. I'm trying to learn like SQL right now and started this
Okay,
course actually. So,
great. I like your honesty that you said you don't know. But I also didn't know unless and until I came to the job. In the job, I used to wonder that what professors are teaching. I didn't even understand the difference between C and C++. They all look like C. Critical. Not to worry so lot. The languages are there like C, C++, Python was lately introduced by the people, but the very orthodox, I can say, very old languages everyone might have heard is like C, because see, that is the father of all the languages. Even you talk about Python, you talk about Java, you talk about code, 80 languages, even you go to Apple kind of coding, right? Still they'll use the same basics. You cannot say the basics are going to be changed. The same way, the thing is that with the time, the modern language came into the play, right? Everyone tries to build their own frameworks. So that is the way, but the C is the very common and which is the base of all the languages. So C is there, C++ is there, Python is there now, which very recently people know. Java is there, and then COBOL is there, right? So those are all the languages that we require. So now here, do not forget the center point of discussion. We are talking about the mediator. So I'm trying to speak, trying to code in English, and that has to be converted into zero and one, the binary language. So who will do the job? I cannot learn the machine language. If I want, it's not possible that you cannot learn. You can learn, but that is going to take a lot of time. And maybe you're working on software where you need to work on machine code. And lately, you switch your company, you might go from IBM to Intel, and then Intel says, we don't want the machine language, we want some other language. Now, what will you do? So you can't learn language all the time. You can't spend your entire life just learning. You need to grow in your life. That is what you hire the language, a mediator that is like programming language, right? So here the programming language we require to connect with the computer, with the machine is nothing but the Python. Let's see introduce and let's see what a Python is, right? So let's see what are the indexes. Index is nothing but agenda why we are going to use a Python. Now I'll ask you first thing, like if you let's see if you want to be a good programmer, those things should be always up on your mind. So when I say Python, like when I say the word called as a Python, what is the first picture that came in your mind? What is the first picture that came into your mind? So because it is very important. You need to know what you are feeding to your mind. What is the things, what are the food, or I can say what is the stuff that you're feeding to your brain. So I need to know when I say the word Python, what is the first thing that came to your mind? Yes. I hope I'm audible and I'm visible.
Yes, yes, you're audible and visible. So it's like
Ah,
long, flexible, uh, like snake creature. Yeah.
Okay. So what came to your mind is a snake. Okay. What about the rest? What did you guys imagine? What you guys imagine? When I said the word Python, what came to your mind? Snake or it was a programming language? That when I said Python, I could imagine it's a programming language. I used to do. So when you think this, that is what you need to change your mindset. When hereafter, when you are thinking about the Python, the only thing that should come into mind is that what someone asks you, what is the Python? You should never say a snake. You should say a programming language. Now means what you're trying to get towards the Python. You're trying to get towards the part of coding, or you're trying to get the part towards the code that you're going to learn. So hereafter, when I say about the Python, that input should be in your mind that I am learning data analytics, I am learning SQL, I am learning Power BI, I'm learning machine learning. That should be in your mind. Apart from that, other picture should not come into mind. Then still you are not trying to focus on the thing that you're trying to learn. Your willingness is not strong. Okay. Python, when I said, look, this is our random this Python, can Python do so and so, so that you can see on the screen. So I'll not read it out. Let's move on. First, what is Python? Like, what is Python? What is Python? If I want someone to read it out. Yes. If someone is good at reading it, the person can read it out.
Yeah. It's an open source, object-oriented, high-level, powerful programming language, and it is developed by Guido van Rossum in 1990s, named after Monty Python.
Hmm.
So it runs on
Python runs
many
on many.
Unix variants on Mac and on Windows 2000 and later. Yeah.
Okay, great. So nowadays, first thing when we told the software we are developing, you need to develop in such a way with the programming language that should be platform different. Now, what platform is the one is what now you are about to that software. But there are different types of platforms. Like you can go to the Mac, which go out. Apart from there's a Linux. So if you're trying to run certain software, right? Now it's not necessary that I'm using an iPhone, the other person needs to be using iPhone. Friends are using Android, and some other people are using Linux based. What is happening is that so when I'm trying to run download your application, when suppose I want to download an application from Google Map. So it should not be that if I'm trying to download on Android, it is not working on the iOS or it is working on the if that is the case, that means what is the you receive what people build a well, they build in such a way that to the software build whatever you're going to build, it should be accessible and it can be used by everybody. It should be user friendly. Right. That is what it should be platform environment. And some of the languages are not platform environment. Python is much better than it is a platform environment. You build a software by using a Macintosh, or you build using whatever the software you're going to build will be accessible or useful for all platforms. The platform here are nothing but the operating system that you use. Okay. So in the open source object oriented high level. Here you need to know what is high level. High level is nothing but we talk about the security level. If I'm trying to do coding something, that has to be a security, right? There are two types of programming. Procedural programming, object-oriented programming. Procedure means what? If an example I tell you, I did right, I love this dish called as idli. It is a South Indian dish. I don't know how to prepare idli. Let's say I don't know how to prepare it, but I learned. So now, one day I tried during the COVID to prepare idlis, right? Well, fair enough that I have to multiple attempts, I try to uh, start preparing it is very good. And what happened is that one day, my friends came to my house and I prepared it on Sunday. Then now I had to give them some pieces, one or two, and they ate it. And after that, they said they have you prepared a very good, delicious, tasty. The thing is, we just need to have a recipe from you. I wrote it on the paper and gave it to them. On the another Sunday, one of my relatives came. Again, they had to give the English, the whole the English. And then they said, "Oh, it's a very delicious idea. We need your recipe." I gave them a recipe. Again, the next week, some of the people came. It's like I don't know like how many times they're going to come to my house, but still they came and I gave them ideas, they loved it, and I gave them a recipe. Now what is happening is that now suppose while that time, at that time, some call came and I went somewhere else, right? And I went to the recipe on the table. So if that person is not the trustworthy person, so that person would take my recipe and make the use of that recipe for his own benefit. Now what is happening is that these things have been stolen. We need a security. Like, if that recipe was on my mind, so it was not possible to any human to fix that recipe from my mind. Because one, provided a particular protection that unless and until I don't wish to share my recipe, you don't will know the recipe. If I wish to tell you the recipe, then only you will know the recipe. But if I've written on the paper, if I misplace it or if I left it as well, so some other person might take that recipe and make the best use of it for himself or herself. That means what? The security, it is what the comes the role of object related in high level. We want to have a security. It's like the same thing. Mostly we are talking about data. When the data is required, right, for the thinking purpose. If I'm trying to save my money, I'm trying to put my money into the bank, and there's no security. So instead of putting in the bank, I could keep it in my bag and I can keep it in my house only, right? Therefore, one thing that's the wrong is that I don't store here. This I should be given to them. Why I'm keeping my money into the bank? The reason is that because I believe my data, my money is safe now. So that is how it is done with a lot of security guards, there are a lot of alarms, there are a lot of protection over there. In the same way, Python is doing the same thing. You're protecting your data, it is protecting your all the software it is building. The security is like a border to protect your castle. So this is what Python offers. Right? Where who has developed it's what do you say, Dutch person, Guido van Rossum, to develop in 1990, and he named after a very beautiful drama, which was a British drama, and he liked that drama. From that, he named the name called as Python. Okay, I hope till here it is clear. Let's see why I'm trying to tell you is that data science is one of the emerging fields, and data sciences are not the trends in the market. Let me be very, very clear. Data science is not the trends of the market. They are the future of the market. If I say that after 15 years, within 15 years, if I say that you will be seeing that the cars flying in the air, aeroplanes are not the only object that will fly in the air, but cars will fly in the air. You should not laugh at me. Even if you laugh, that is okay. But in 2030 or maybe around 2030, in next decade, I guarantee you, because see, I'm working in that particular section, I know how it things are going. I guarantee you in the next 10 years, you will not see cars flying on the road, but you will be able to see the cars flying in the air as things have been working, things have been processing towards that situation. They're trying to implement those kind of prototypes. We never know, but that have been built. People who are not in the particular sector, they might know, but I guarantee I have some relation with that. So I guarantee you, in the next 20, sorry, not 20 decades, in the next decade, or maybe 15 years, or maybe less than people are very interested. You might see next upcoming 5 to 6 years ago, before next election, not this election, before next election, you might see that the guys are flying over here. So what would exactly require is the engineering. I want what engineering? This is what you need to program in. You cannot keep a programming even if you want to learn SQL also, you cannot just be a coder with SQL who connects with the database. For the database also, you're taking fetching the data from the front end. You need a particular thing. So data science, what you require is for engineering, you definitely see. We talk about the IT, you cannot keep that particular language or different tools, you do not rely. I never suggest people if you want to sustain yourself in the corporates, if you want to grow from rags to riches, you should not just believe on the tools. Because tools I have seen, I work in the industry and so many companies. Prior my experience is that my learning says that you cannot just rely on the tools. I have used a lot of tools. The tools come and go. It differs from company to company, and then what comes is what you know, what is your uniqueness, or what is the strength you have, what is your core. Then you will have no answer. So I say that I'm good on this tool, I'm good on that tool. I don't use that tool there. What will you give answer? Oh, sir, if you're not using that tool, that is okay, but I can help you with the traditional way of doing that. It can help you build those applications. Clear? Okay, is that clear till here?
Yes.
Okay. So I hope everyone let's be on the same page. Okay. Now, Python programs are composed of modules. Modules contain statements, statement contains expressions, and expressions contain process object. Now, what exactly you get to know from models? What you can hear is from models. What can be models? What is the little meaning of models? So models
So
are
modules
nothing but
means
a
like kind of a block. I mean,
okay, great.
yeah, so which has where inside we will be defining the variable and everything.
Right, right. So, model. So modules are nothing but a small part. Suppose if I want to reach from Kashmir to Kanyakumari, right? Now it's know that it's a huge distance, like around 2,000 kilometers. So you tell me if I start the journey on the day one, like from Kashmir to reach Kanyakumari, I'm driving, I'm taking the medium of transport car, like traveling through by a road. So you tell me if I want to drive 3,000 kilometers with the help of a car, this is going to, I'm going to use as a commute vehicle. Then possible to reach me within a day. Like if I start at 6 o'clock in the morning, like I got my SIM packed, all the things, right? My bag, and I just started my journey. Will I be able to reach that end of the day, 6 o'clock in Kanyakumari? 3,000 kilometers. It's not possible. So what goes on? I'll drive for like 600 kilometers or 500 kilometers, depending upon the potential and capacity. I'll stop. I'll take a halt. After that, I'll start my journey on the second day after 500 to 600 kilometers. I'll take now like 700 kilometers. Then I'll stop. What I'm trying to do is that I'm trying to divide my journey small portions. Right? For example, like when you're having your food, so you don't even you no matter how hungry you are, you still take the bites of it. So what means what when you're trying to build a program, you divide that program into small. And there are a lot of data teams been formed, right? So of course the company has hired 10 to 12 people. So there 10 to 12 people will not work on only one project. So what they'll do is that see, you enter into the IT sector, you will not be directly working as no matter how experienced to change your field from one to another field, no matter how good you are and how experienced person are, you'll directly not be asked to work as a team leader if it is in a different domain. See, I'm repeating my words because of that. If you are changing your domain from one domain to the other domain, you're expecting now working as a team leader, so work as a system manager, that will not never be the case. If you are changing your domain, needs to be very clear that if you're changing your domain, you'll always be working as a junior engineer or maybe with a good experience, you might work as a senior engineer. But definitely that will not be the case. You'll be working at a very high level position if you're new or new to that particular domain. So if you're willing to switch that thing, so you need to be very clear. But the thing is that what growth, or how much you can see how much growth that particular sector has, we need to know. Now, if you're talking about the data analyst and data science, how do you want to the data science, data analyst is having a good scope, compared to that scope. Like data science is what something about the machine learning. It's all about the innovation we are trying to talk about, like much like cars or whatever the self-driving cars, etc. So it will take time. There are opportunities, but it requires a like just like you want to run a code, you need a high computational power. So for that also you require a high computational experience. But data analyst is someone like if you enter, it quickly grow into that what do you say field. And if you even take an experience of 2 years or maybe 3 years also, you might start your own business. So exactly data analysis wise, that's the same thing. That if you want to grow a business, you are trying to be a consultant. You are being like an advocate to the person, guiding him the laws and norms. Like, okay, you should invest into this thing so that you can have a growth. You should discard this thing so that you can save your money. That is what, like, with the help of technology. Nothing else. You're being a consultant, but what you're using is the tools that are available in the market. You're just looking for the tools and you're using the tools to guide him. Nothing else. That person doesn't know. That is his problem. But and maybe that he doesn't have it. The same way. If I want to translate in Spanish, I'm not going to learn Spanish. I'm going to hire someone for my job. The same way they don't have the time, so they are trying to hire someone, and that person or the people are the data analyst. Clear? Now, what can Python can do? So I want someone else to read. Yeah, someone else. Is anyone there or is everyone has left? I guess everyone left or I got disconnected. Yes, you are there. Okay.
It's
All right.
just
No problem.
Devna
I'll move
Banu
my.
and yeah, it's just
No problem.
Devna and me, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'll wait. So, okay, you read it out.
Okay, so yeah.
Yeah, just now you.
Okay, no
Because
worries.
she's having a bad throat, she said yesterday. So you will read it out.
Yeah, let me read it out to you. So, what can Python do? So, Python has
Hmm.
system utilities, so which does the system
Hmm.
admin tools and command line programs. It also does web development. It does graphical user interfaces. It does internet scripting.
That's great.
It does embedded scripting. It does data access and programming, game programming, and rapid prototyping and development, and distributed programming.
So just like what, see, just like I'm talking about the platform independence. So this is like these are like the sectors. So no matter which sector you want to go, you want to go into artificial intelligence, you want to go into data analysis, you want to go into the game building, you want to go in an
Mhm.
embedded. So no matter which sector you're going to go. So even people ask me like this one question that in the earlier batch, so if can I use so if I'm learning, I want to be a Power BI developer, right? So maybe
Mhm.
his relative, someone had was working in Power BI, right? He told me his name was Aditya, and he told me in the previous batch, sir, this guy I know is working in the
Mhm.
IT, and he's working as a Power BI developer, just a Power BI developer. And they said he have a package of 22 lakhs. Okay, and so what are in the Power BI? So how come just Power BI just have a basic like of designing a dashboard? If it was a case like just designing a dashboard would pay you 22 lakhs, why would I spend my 10 years of being in machine learning engineering? Right? Why would I work with an Indian company, an IBM company? I would leave that company and I would have made a contact with that person and definitely at least somewhere, not today, not tomorrow, maybe according to my experience, I might have found a job over there, right? Just being a Power BI developer. It cannot be there. If you need to dig in much, if you ask him that what he was working previously, so he might tell that I was working as a software engineer. I might working on a different platform. Maybe I was working on Azure, I might be working on Java, I might be working on mainframe. You never know. Power BI is what he switched to, but he's making, when Power BI also we are requiring a programming language. And lucky enough that Power BI, which is a tool of Microsoft, so that is what they have decided we need to integrate only one language, that is Python. So nowadays, what is happening? It's Python is just an extension, upgraded version of Excel. If you know Excel, you still don't require Power BI. Excel does 99% the same work that Power BI does. Only the thing is that they have just took that Power BI from Excel, just like a new tool, like just like an add-on feature, so that they can sell to the people right out there. Because and then it's a business; they have to run a show. They have an employees hired, so they need to run a show. So they need to bring some different features and different applications to the market and just create a hype. Because Microsoft has a lot of money, so marketing is never an issue, and we trust Microsoft because every computer has a Microsoft. So they're already running the show, right? What it is that they just got an upgraded version. They just added some of the features, integration, like different data set you can add, etc. And what they did is that in Excel, it's a little bit complex to design the dashboard. And in Tableau as well. In Tableau also, if you try, I tried once. It was very difficult for me to design chart. Power BI is like all ready-made tool. It's like instant Maggie, right? If I want to prepare foods, like if you go into abroad countries, right? So you don't have to prepare the food. You go to the smart and everything is available in the mart. So you just pick it up and you come home and you just add the whatever like hot water or whatever the ingredients are required and it is ready. So you don't have to wait to prepare them. It's already, if you want to prepare something, okay, it's pizza, it's there in the counter, in the mall. You just bring it and I have a microwave. I just put it into the plate and put it to the microwave. The pizza is ready. So I don't have to invest the time. So it's like the same thing what Power BI has done is that they bought this upgraded version of Excel and just added few of the features that gives a very good cosmetic part, which gives a beauty part. Because see, beauty is the first thing what always attracts a human. I'm not saying about the gender basis, I'm talking about the human. So definitely they have created such a scenario that beauty, if you try to develop a dashboard through the Power BI, it's really attractive in comparison to W. It's not that I'm trying to promote Power BI. I'm not working in Microsoft as of now. Let's see in future. But the point here is that Power BI has just given an additional feature, and it is very easy and convenient. If I want to draw a donut chart, which is very difficult in Tableau, but this tool, Power BI, has given so much that you need to drag and drop. In Power BI, what you need to know, if you're good at creativity, if you're good at architecture, that is what you're designing Power BI, what do you say, designing perception, that is point of view, or your creative level is very good, then Power BI just like snapping your finger. It's like as easy like you're playing with a toy. Got it? So that is what. But still, here they are trying to integrate some of the languages in it. It's not still evolved. It's slow by slow process. It's a baby step, but they are trying to integrate. So definitely, when you talk about this person, I asked them like, if you're talking about the Power BI, definitely in few years, maybe 2 years or 3 years, we need an integration because there'll be an upgradation. So then you'll say, sir, then again you'll join the course. You will say, sir, now I want to learn Python. I want to learn SQL. I want to learn Excel. What is the point? Again, you're learning some different things. You need to choose one learning. If you're learning, so learn it because if there's a requirement, you should say, I'm already ready, sir. Ma'am, I'm ready. You just can place me or you can just deploy me on that project. I already learned a few of the things. I implemented some of the projects. I can do that thing. That is what. Yeah, that is what we are learning. See, whatever teaching. Now, features of Python, like as I said, open source, easy, high level. I'm not going to go in this part. Now let's see what are the organizations. Like we need to know that what are the companies that are using the Python. So if you need out in deep, very easy, it is a very popular language in multiple domains. And 90, oh sorry, 90, 75% of the 75% of the market is already acquired by Python. Is already acquired by Python. And it is very popular language in multiple domains like automation, big data, artificial intelligence, and etc. You will also be impressed as it is used by vast multimedia companies around the globe. You just read it out the companies over here and you just let me know that which company you don't know. And if you don't know, then Google it then. Best thing. Okay. So there, these are the all no one of the good what you say prominent companies in the world. Those all companies, even yes, NASA, which are very mostly into the rocket science, they are also using this languages called as a Python. So that is what why trying to tell you these things is that because this is the future. Man. This is the future. Got it? So look at it now. Web development, Yahoo Maps, Yahoo Groups, Google. You can see sector-wise. I'm trying to have a slide. So Yahoo Maps, Yahoo Groups, Google Corporation, UltraSeek, Linux. So those are all the companies. Games, Battlefield 2, Crystal Star, Star Trek, Commander, Civilization 4. You can read it on the screen, so I'll not read everything. So graphics, you look at it, Walt Disney, Industrial. So those are all the companies that are using. So when you talk about the financial, Altis is there, Appian is there, uh, where is that? Velco, huh? Velco is there. Velco Credit Union is there. The science, so if you look at the huge big name is NASA. So apart from NASA, there are other names as well. But if you look at the any sector, there's no sector that doesn't use this programming language. Clear? Now, why it is easy? If you look at the screen, you'll be able to find a difference. So you look at C++, C program, and Java. So I've taken a snapshot of three different programming language with the comparison of Python. So you really look at it from in C. First, look at the C. If I bring a cursor over here, so you look at it. How many lines of code I need to write? If I just want to print "Hello World," I'm just printing this, which is the first program that everyone learns. Hello World. I also learned Hello World, but to learn that Hello World, it took me first year to fourth year. When in fourth year, I learned Hello World. Oh, I must know that. So I'm not as good as you. My apologies. So this is what you look at it. So if I'm trying to do code in C programming, so it will take four code, right? The one important thing here to notice is that if you look at the data types, I'll tell you what is data type. You need to write a data types over here to make sure that whatever the variables you're using, now what are the variables, not to worry, I'll explain you. So it's like a name, right? If I want to call you, right, I'll say Bhanushri. That means, okay, only Bhanushri will say, yes, sir. Now she is having a bad throat, so she is going to detect. But when I say Reshma, so she will say, yes, sir. So if I say you, sir, you answer. So now these two ladies will be thinking, sir, whom you are talking to, right? So these are like a name. So when name, it's an identification that, okay, you can identify, okay, sir is calling me. That is the thing. So integer means like, we can talk about the genders, right? If I say Kiran, from Kiran, it is very difficult to identify it as a male or female, right? But from Sangram, it is clear that he is a male, right? But from Kiran, I don't know he's a boy or girl. That now comes the point of gender, right? We'll go through these documents of it. Okay, we'll see what is the gender. Okay, male. Okay, gender female. So I understand. Okay, Kiran. So integer is nothing but like kind of a data tools used to identify what kind of a gender this person is, or what kind of a data this person we are going to input to that particular operation. So you look at the code, so you will see in the C++, it's like 5 lines of code, in C, it's like 4 lines of code. And look at curly braces. I spent my entire life in finding the curly braces. This curly braces, this termination of sentence. Termination of sentence, nothing means this semicolons. I spent half of my life only finding the semicolons and curly braces. Okay. So now you look at the Python. Python has made that easy. If I'm going to get, see, output the same. Output will be hello one. Output will not be different. Look at the difference in generating the output. If I'm able to generate the output within one line without passing, trying to specify gender, without passing my data type, Python, that mediator is doing its own job. Mediator is doing their own job. So why will I not use that programming language? Instead of me trying to specify his name, his variable, etc. If I'm doing everything, then what is your job then? If everything I have to do, right? In the same way, that is what the Python says is that you just write that English word, whatever you want to do, right? You write your own story that you have to show it to the audience. That's the thing, right? Adding the scripts or adding the spices or adding whatever the things I have to do, I'll do it on my own. That is what, see, if you look at it, it is also saving the computational power. Computational power means what? When you're trying to run a code, the CPU is going to utilize that memory, right? If you're using a good processor, like if you talk about i7, which is in the market right now, it is having a good processor. But someone, if is using a Pentium, I don't think you might be using Pentium. If you're using a Pentium, then I need to give a big round of applause for using the Pentium. Pentium is very old, right? Maybe around 2000s, I guess, right? That is the initial processor of the Intel. So if you are still using, you and the processor should be in the heritage now, right? You should not be there listening to this session. So it requires, so there are good computational power like not Tensor, NVIDIA is there. They require power. So definitely, we are going to talk about the power. To save that power, to save that time, you need to have a good kind of input. At the end, the bottom line is that you generate the same line of a code that is hello world. You use any of the language, you still generate hello world. So what the point is that if I'm getting the same output by writing four codes, I'll just go to the easiest way instead of going to complex way. Clear? Now look at IEEE spectrum rankings that were this language. I have a data till 2021 only. I don't have it more furthermore. But look at it, what is where Python starts. So we look at it. Python is like 100% score, Java is 95.4, C, C++, JavaScript. Look at this. 2020 as well, 100% spectrum. So look at it. And this is nothing but see. You can do this things as well in the Excel only. Can be done in the Power BI as well, and this can be done in the Excel as well. So as I said, Power BI is just an upgraded tool of the Excel. If you don't want to use a lot of Excel to have some beauty, they have just given a cosmetic part to it. As I said, beauty is the first thing that attracts the human. It's the same thing that they have just given a beautiful beauty to the Power BI. Right? It's what is the full form of BI? Business intelligence, like Power Business Intelligence tool. So just means like to give a direction to your business. Clear? I hope till here. And look at the salary package that new. This is the first question that people ask. We should ask at the end. But this is the first thing that people ask. Right? So I don't know Python. I don't want. You tell me what package I'll get. I will learn. I'll do that. But sir, वो last में करेंगे. I'll do that at the end. First, you tell me what salary package you offer. So salary is good because whatever you want to be, you want to go to the data analyst, you want to be a good junior engineer, senior engineer, DevOps, Azure, everything. Nowadays, if it is there, it's okay. If it is not there, but it is going to be integrated. And at least forget about at least this generation, that our generation, if you are going to work, like it will be 10, 20 years, 10 years, or 30 years, whatever you it will not, the other language will not come into play. At least for next to 25 years, till 2050, no other language will come into the play. So till then, if I get retired, I'll get retired. So then I don't know what my kids will do. If they are okay, okay. If not, then they'll spend the money of my father. Okay. So this is the salary package. They're offering a good salary package as well. So if you look at this line graph, look at the line graph. So look at the salary, right? Look at Python. Python is in 85%. That is in red color. Look at the spike they have got. Look at the spike. C has got a growth of 50. PHP has got a growth of 65, and Ruby has got a growth of 36. But look at the Python, 85%. And this is just a spike or a hike within a 1 year. Within a 1 year. So if you have a roadmap of next 5 years, so you will definitely be at a good position. Clear? Yes or no?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So as of now, I hope everything. I'll just show you that how it will look in Power BI. So when you come to Power BI, part, how the table looks. Okay. All right. So just give me a second, a moment. So I'll open Power BI and I'll show you how it will look into Power BI. Just a second, guys. I'll show you the screen. So this is what exactly looks at the power. So if I'm a client, so as I said, the mediator doesn't know anything about the technical. Right? When I have a mediator, the mediator will not know anything about the tools. If I'm trying to teach the Spanish people something about the data analysis or maybe Power BI, so mediator doesn't know anything about the Power BI, right? It is okay because that is not his job. What is his job is just to translate my things into Spanish to the audience and just listening to the audience and then convert it into English. That is his job. He has nothing to do with the Power BI, whatever he has to learn the technology just to make the people understand, make me understand. His just job is to translate whichever he is good at. Now the same way when the client comes and is given a money and you just tell me, right, those people that if you are the Gujarati and Sindhi, they'll force you a lot. They'll say, okay, this is the money I've given. This is my business. I want you to help me to no, grow my business. So you should try to explain the encapsulation part. The encapsulation is what I'll tell you in a simpler words. You have a TV at your home. I guess it is there because nowadays people are still on the mobile. Nowadays they're on mobile, but still you might imagine there's a TV. If not, just go into drawing room and see if there is a TV or if it is stolen by a rob. No, thief. Do you have a TV? Yes or no? You just
Yes,
you
yeah.
don't. Oh, great! You have a TV. I thought it was stolen. You went to the drawing room to check if it is there or not. All right. So you have a TV. Great. So if I want to change a channel, right? If I want to change a channel, so how do you change the channel? Which you like
Remote,
channel? How do you do that?
remote control.
Right. Remote control. So if I want to turn on the sports channel, so right, I'll just no, enter those numbers like maybe 102. So if I enter 102, so the sports channel will appear on the screen. I have nothing to do with to find out how this remote works, right? How this processor, which is integrated with that code, right? There is a code. In fact, code cannot work. There's a code integrated with the processor. Now, who does the processing building job? We are not the one who's built the processor. Right? We are not the one who's going to design that chip. Then what is the job of mechanic? Sorry, what is the job of this electronic engineer? What is the job of electrical engineer? If everything has been done by me, then what is the job of them? So they are the one who's going to work on this process. So they're going to build a chip on the basis of our coding, right? We are the backbone of them. So we are just giving what is supporting role for us. So we will code that thing. Okay, if I click on 102, this should happen. If I click 210, this should happen. The same way. So they'll just connect with an hardware, right? Software, then a hardware should be there, right? It's a device. So you cannot just say 102. That is Alexa. But still, Alexa is a hardware. It is a device. So still, it's not the case that you just think and the channel will change. Right? Still, that such a kind of an artificial intelligence is not into the market. So you need a hardware device. What I'll say is that I'll click on remote like 102. So it's a sport channel will be there on my screen on the TV. So how does this remote work? So I'll not think about this how when I click on one, how when I press zero, when I press two, what happens at the back end, right? How does it change the channel? How the chip works? How does that what does the rays folder? I forgot that rays folder. So how does that rays are connected with that sensor? Then how it changes the channel? I don't think about it. You get no point. In the similar here, the point here to tell you is that the client has nothing to do with it. He'll just ask me, he'll just buy that remote and he'll just change on the channel. The role here is that you should be able to tell that the things are going to be helpful for your business. So you need a presentation. You need a presentation. So in this colleges, I used to do with the help of PPT to explain my external or to explain my teachers or professors that what exactly I have done in my project, right? So that he can or she can understand the external. In the similar way, here the externals are nothing but the clients. They will understand when you show something presentation on the screen. That is done with the help of a particular tool. You can do it with any tool. It's not necessary you can do it Power BI, you can do it Tableau, you can do it Excel as well. But the thing is that Power BI, why people choose that, because I said it is easy, it is convenient, and a lot of features are available whatever you're requiring for. And this you just show to the client. But this for this all the day you need to prepare, you need to have those items with you. If you need to prepare a bill, you need to have that share murmura. I don't know what you guys call that. I'm not good at English. So that all the stuff you need to have, and you just use that utensil or ball, and you just mix those all the items and ingredients together with this what do you call it? A little bit of sweet water. I forgot what is that called, khajur. And then you mix it and then you give it to the customer. In the same way, you need to know how to prepare it. The customer will enjoy, will pay that 20 rupees or 30, depending, he or she will enjoy that tea. In the same way, you have to prepare this thing. So how to prepare this thing, that is what we are going to learn. So this is what. So when I say, so this is what something data dashboard for the supposed to. So like if there, no, there are four regions like central, east, southwest. If I click on the east, so the customer understand like okay, see data is changing. So sales by region on the east part, like how the products are. So there are four products. I know that what are the products. This is something for appliances that have been sold in the US at a different store. So they are trying to check like what are the revenue or what is the profit, etc., what is the loss, etc. So according to the south as well, so here you can see the consumer appliances, the corporate appliances, the home appliances. So corporate means like whatever the desk they have required or whatever, what do you say, chairs they require. So consumer applications means like the washing machine is there, TV is there or something. That kind of a things are there on the this locally created. So this by category. So phones is there, tables is there. So which is the most sold product? So it's like phones 36,000, tables 26,000. So it is in the which region? South. If I go in the west, so it will see. So okay, in the west there's a lot of selling happened. So you can see phones are like 57,000. So in comparison to the south, so your phones have been sold a lot in the west. I will say, sir, instead of selling in the south, you try to acquire the market of west because in the west market you have a huge demand. You can see it from this. I'll show it again. So I'll say, so look at it. It's 36,000 where the phones have been sold, and in the West, 57,000. So instead of trying to opening a new franchisee or trying to find a new investment into the South, you go West, right? People go South, you go West, and you try to invest into West and try to hire the franchisee or employ the people on and start selling your goods over there. Why? Because you have a scope of market at that place. Then he'll understand, okay, okay, I got the point. Then after that, from here, once you give him a solution, then his role starts. That how he grows the business. That is his lookout. If everything has been told to you, then why don't you start your own business? Right? You're just going to be an advisor. That is an advocate, a legal expert. Clear? This is how you're going to prepare. I hope now the picture is very much clear for you that what you're going to learn and what you're going to get acquainted with. All right? Cool. Now, I guess the time's up. All right. So any questions before we stop? Reshma and Bhanushri, you got any questions for yourself?
Hmm. No, pretty much good and clear. Um, yeah. Thank you for that Power BI
Great.
slide. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right. So then
So
Bhanushri,
will
no,
you
she's
share
saying,
us the notes while we go ahead, right? Like you'll be.
see, I notes, my way of teaching methodology is very different. I don't have this PPT, a lot of things. Maybe at the beginning I have the PPT, but
Yeah.
what I do is that I just code. I try to explain the things, whatever I want to write, I write it over there. So there's not the kind of a, what do you say, a theoretical part that has been written. Because what I believe is that you need to know how to code, how to make implementation. So I don't have any stuff. If you need, I'll give you some documentation that you can go and read. That is like an e-pages. I can give a
Okay.
reference, but I don't have anything about mine. I can give you the reference. It's exactly the same. But from there you can learn. But I don't have anything about my own. I believe in doing it practically and showing you the
Okay.
output more than explaining.
Okay.
Like
Okay. Yeah.
as I said, like if I want to build an application, so I'll do it and I'll show you. Like if I want to code something, I'll do it and I'll show you and I'll give you the assignment. If I want to do something in the Power BI, I will show you how to do it instead of giving you the presentation. So I'll do it and I'll show it and then I'll give you the assignment. This is the way I do. And
Got
for the
it. Got it.
reference, the answer
Mm.
for your question, not to worry. I'm not saying that I'm trying to ignore that part. So I'll give you the references. Now from there you can read it out.
Yeah. Yeah. I was just thinking for interview perspective view, so that's
Yes,
why.
no, no, no.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, definitely. So you're thinking about the end results. People are a lot of worried about future only. People either live in the past to claim or they're worried in future. What is in the problem they're not worried about. So not to worry, see when it will see that those are inevitable. Those are going to be their interviews. From that perspective, it is good prepare, but that is the end result. That is after a certain period of a time. So why do you waste
Right.
that moment of being in present? Okay, and as I
Yeah.
said, now slowly for the answer once again for your question is that I'll give you the references. Which from
Mm.
that reference you can read it or not. Even your interview will be getting over, but that content will not over. So after getting selected, you still continue reading.
Got it. Got it.
Good. So we'll stop over here and let's proceed for the rest of the day. Thank you for attending the session, and tomorrow we'll start with the proper session one by one. Okay. All right. Thank you guys, and have a great day. Bye bye. See you.
Yeah. Thank you. Have a good day. Bye bye.
Bye bye.